Hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan, just coming to make this video just to put it out there, even though I know I said it, but I'm going to say it again. Here is the thing. The church is mad at the LGBTQAI community for being LGBTQA and I. But here's the thing. The only reason that the church is mad about that is because the church can't openly be like that. And there's a lot of people in church that are LGBTQA and I, but because they have a standard, they can't openly say that. While people outside of the church can do that, people in the church can't live that way because you'll get shunned, especially in the black church. Here's the thing about it. The church says being LGBTQAI is a sin, but most of your choir directors are. If there wasn't no G choir directors or G gospel musicians, you wouldn't have gospel music. Most of your pastors are on the DL. So how can you hate the stuff that's in the church? That's the stuff I don't understand. You hate it because you can't do it. But if you could do it, you probably would not hate it. And then y'all want to say God hates them. He has wrath against them. He's going to send them to hell. No, the only people that have wrath against the LGBTAI community is the church, because there's people in the church that live that life secretly, knowing they can't live it out loud because they'll get shunned or made a mockery of. So stop hating, okay? If you want to be LGBTQAI, then be it. Like, you don't see God striking no one down for living that way. He's not sending no one to hell for living that way. That's just people wanting to do that because people are tired of seeing other people do the stuff they wish they could do. To be perfectly honest with you. Because let me just say this here. The church is the one who had this stuff from the beginning. I mean, when I say had this stuff, I mean the lesbian, the gay, the bisexual, the tranny, the asexual, bisexual, all that stuff. And just so you understand, the Roman Empire started that crap. They had bestiality, homosexuality, and pedophiles. Oh yeah, and incest. That's where you get Valentine's Day from. Grown men lusting over little boys. Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't the only place where that was happening, that's all I'm going to say. And if God punished Sodom and Gomorrah for that, why didn't he not punish the Roman Empire for it? Because he didn't punish Sodom and Gomorrah for it. People did that. Just saying. Or Mother Nature, who knows? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But my thing is, stop being jealous of what you can't do. If you can't do it, then just let it be. At the end of the day, let people do what they're going to do, honestly. You know, because there's a lot of people who are afraid to come out and say what they are other than straight, because they know they might get disowned or judged or laughed at or ridiculed or mocked. Or be told God doesn't love you, or you're going to hell, or something like that. All because other people are jealous because they cannot live that way. So to stop you from being happy, they brainwash you with fear that you're going to hell for the way that you live. And to be honest, the only person that can send you to hell is you. Here's the thing. If you can be comfortable with the way you live and can't no one guilt you out of it or give you a reason why you shouldn't be doing it, and you're happy with it, then do it. I'm not saying everyone's way of living is something they should celebrate or do, But the simple fact of the matter is, you're going to do it regardless of what I say, because I am a no one to you. Honestly, I am a no one to you because you don't know me. You only know me on this YouTube video, and that is it. But all I am saying is, if your lifestyle ain't hurting no one else, then live it, man. Not to say if you harm children or you murder people or you rob stuff or you beat people up or you bully people, that's not cool. Stop doing that. But I mean, if you want to be with the same sexuality or date outside your race or religion, you notice there's people in this world who are white dating black, black dating white, and God ain't struck no one down yet. You see two same-sex people becoming married. God ain't struck no one down yet. No one went to hell yet. So explain to me why that's wrong. Or explain to me how God thinks that's wrong. You know what God would think is more wrong? Two straight people getting married who cheat on each other. That lie to each other. That's constantly abusing each other. That beat each other down. God would rather see two same-sex people become a couple become a couple that treat each other the right way than see two straight people getting married who pretty much ruin each other. I'm just keeping it real. God would much rather see a same-sex marriage happen that he knows will become something prosperous in life than a man and a woman who become married and ruin each other. Just to keep it real with you. So all this stuff about God hating the LGBTQAI, God don't hate no one. The church does. All because the church can't live out the certain people in church who are on that DL are mad because they cannot live that way and they really want to, but they know if they try, the church will reject them and rebuke them and tell them they are going to hell if they do not change their ways, and God's going to punish you. Which is not true, but believe what you will, believe what you will. I'm just saying, all this telling gay people God hates them, telling lesbians that God hate them, telling bisexuals and trannies that God hate them is not true at all. God does not hate. That's not in his spiritual nature to hate, and it never will be. That's in man's spirit. That's in man's nature, but not in God's. So if you want to marry the same sex, as long as you're faithful to that person, he don't care. He don't care if you're not faithful to him. He's just like, hey, do you? But hey, I'd rather see you be faithful than cheat. So I'm just putting that out there. All right, I'm outie. Oh yeah, and just so you understand, if you think that God don't support the LGBTQAI community, what does the rainbow look like after it rains? Just think about that. And here's one more fact. Did you know the rainbow that shows in the sky, that's the same rainbow that's on God's throne, right? Yeah. It's in the back of God's throne with clouds hovering over it, with the sun with the sun right there. Yeah. So tell me what you feel about that. The same LGBTQAI symbol is in the rainbow God made, which is in the back of God's throne. So explain that to me. God hates them, but he uses their symbol to show joy. Let me say that again. You say God hates them, but he uses their symbol to show joy. Okay, I'm out.